Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I've been on a little hiatus lately. I've just had a lot of real life stuff going on and haven't had any time to dedicate to little projects. But today I do. So today I just got done at a 1K modern event and I played Blue Black Shadow. There it is. I played this today. I went 3-3. Round 1 I played against Red White Burn, against someone that used to be local to me, but they moved away. Usually they play blue-white control, and I jokingly said, I better not see a turn 1 Monastery Swiftspear or a Bolt. And he laughed. And then he did that. And I'm like, dude, that's messed up. I was kidding. Unfortunately, I haven't played Modern in a long time. And I got squished by him. I countered the wrong spells. And I died. But what can you do? Then round 2 I played against 4-color, 5-color. I cannot remember the name of the card. I had someone tell me like 4 or 5 times. It's a red sorcery that has the mana cost of null. And you cascade into it, and you put all permanents you control into your library, and then you shuffle, and then you reveal that many cards off the top of your library, and they come into play. I don't know, it's a meme. I don't remember the name of the card. But I played against that round 2. Game 1, he did the meme and killed me. Round 2, our games 2 and 3, it was a pretty similar series of turns. It was turn 1, Thoughtseize into a Chalice on 0. So I used the Thoughtseize to rip out any counter spells you would have, like Force Negation or anything, or bait that out. And then I would use Thoughtseize to, make sure the coast was clear, and then drop my Chalice on 0. So that when he would cascade into the spell, the mystery spell, when he would cascade into it, it would be countered by Chalice of the Void's second ability that says whenever a player casts a spell with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on Chalice of the Void, counter that spell. Needless to say, I won that round. Round 3, I played against one of my local friends on Tron. He, game 1, he mulliganed to 3. And I just did the Murktide Shadow thing. I made my big goobers. And I played some Stubborn Denials and counter spells. And just did the mid-range tempo thing. Killed him. But game 2, he killed me. Whatever. Did the Tron thing. Game 3, however, with a Dauthi Voidwalker, I played this on turn 2. And then I Thoughtseized him. And his hand was Karn, the Great Creator, Gigantha, a land, and Ugin the Spirit Dragon. And I giggled very hard, and I said, I'm gonna take your Ugin. And then because of Delthy Voidwalker's second ability, it says, if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile it with a void counter on it. So he had to exile his Ugin, and then I casted it for free with his third ability. Choose an exiled card an opponent owns with a void counter on it. He may play it this turn without paying its mana cost. So I did that, and I got a free Ugin, and then I killed him with that and my Murktide. So that was a really fun game, and we giggled very hard at it. Round 4, I played against Mill, and it was a Mill game. I countered some spells. I played my Death Shadow. I made it fat. Played a Murktide on turn 2 with 5 counters on it. I killed him. Not a very spectacular game. So at that point, I was 3-1. And I'm like, yo, my next round is a win in it. So I sit down. I'm feeling good. It's drawn again. I'm like, alright. That kind of sucks, but we'll make it work. And it didn't work because he was not playing normal drawn. He was playing drawn prison. And I can't deal with a resolved ensnaring bridge. And he killed me with that, basically. Because as you can see, like, I got my Delthy Voidwalkers. They don't do anything. Chalice doesn't do anything. The Stubborn Denials, I countered the wrong. I made a misplay game too, and I died because of it. He had I had 2 Murktides in play, and he had a Urza Saga construct, and its power toughness was 4/4, and he attacked. And instead of just blocking with my Murktide that was 3, I dressed down before blocks to kill the construct. Because the construct says its power toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you control. So dress down gets rid of that ability. It becomes a 0/0 with no abilities, and then it dies. So I did that, and then I had a counterspell in hand, but only 1 mana. And then he casted a card, the Great Creator, uses -2, got an ensnaring bridge, casted it. I got. What can you do? And then I kind of salted off a little bit because I misplayed. What can you do? So then the last round, after I lost my win in, it was a clean cut into top 8, so the next round didn't matter. So I kept a hand that was 0 lands, but I had 2 Street Wraiths. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. This is the fun round. And so he turn 1 Thoughtseizes, and I go Street Wraith, draw a card, drew something that didn't matter, and then I cycled another Street Wraith, drew something that didn't matter, didn't draw any lands, and then I conceded, hoping he would think I was on Living End or something, because Living End plays this card. And so we go to game 2, and I Thoughtseize him, and he has like 2 lands, a Talthy Voidwalker, and then 3 Terminates, which is a removal spell for black and a red that says destroy target creature, and it cannot be regenerated. And then I died. And, what can you do? I suppose I can show you the list real quick, too. But what's exciting is, while I may have been a scrub and scrubbed out, my friend who I rode up with actually won the whole tournament. So he walked out with $400 because he wanted to know split bash, because he's built different. I personally would have split in top 4, because if I'm walking out with $250 after playing some Magic, then we won. So I found this deck on Twitter, like I always do. I normally play Hammer Time like I showed the other day, like 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, yeesh. But the meta has shifted quite a bit because of the Lord of the Rings cards, specifically because of the One Ring. That card it's a card, that's for sure. It makes playing Hammer hard because the sweet spot for that deck is like turn 3, turn 4. 4 color control is already not a great matchup, and with the new Halfling, Delighted Halfling, that allows them to cast it on turn 3, and it's uncounterable, and that's not great. So and there's no invite for this tournament because it's not an RCQ, so I decided to play something different because, yeah, I used to play 4-color Shadow when Lurrus was around, and I wanted an excuse to play Shadow, and it was fun. I had fun playing it. I wish I had more practice, but life has just not allowed me to play a lot of paper Magic lately. But that's alright. I got a new job, and I have weekends off. So I plan on just going ham on some competitive Magic for the next foreseeable future. I'm already planning on going to MagicCon Vegas, so that'll be really cool. I convinced one of my buddies who doesn't play a lot of Magic to go. And when I say convince, I just sent him a screenshot of my plane ticket. And I said, yo, we going to Vegas? And he went, yeah, let's go. And I didn't think he'd say yes. So that was a nice little surprise. I'm not going to be playing in the sealed tournament, however. As much as I like playing sealed, I am straight doo-doo at playing competitive sealed. I think my brain just shuts off and forgets how to build good decks because I see like the cool cards and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna build a cool deck, and then I just die. So I will instead probably be jamming out a bunch of the Secret Lair things, whatever they're called, Secret Lair Showdowns. So this is the deck: 4 Shadow, 4 Murktides, 4 Street Wraith, 4 Oakish Bowmasters. This card's really cool, I think. I think this is a sweet inclusion into Magic. I ended up making this playing this and making a 5/5 against my buddy playing Tron, and I baited him into blocking it, the Orc army, because he just kept on activating his One Ring, and I'm like, here's my big idiot, deal with it. But yeah, I think this card's sweet. I'm also playing Four Considers, playing the best art, by the way. The double feature cards are excellent, and if you don't use them, you're wrong. I'm also playing 3 counter spells with another excellent art. There's a lot of good counter spells art. This one just happens to be the best. I'm also playing Sauron's Ransom, and this card is sweet too. It's like Fact or Fiction, except for your opponent looks at the 4 cards and separates them into 2 piles. One face up, one face down, then you choose a pile, put in your hand, and the other pile goes in your graveyard, and then the ring tempts you. 4 Fatal Push, 2 Force Indications, 3 Drowns, 2 Stubborns, my suite of lands. If I were to play this again, I think I would turn this fetch into an Otawara, and then put another one or a Brazen Borrower in the sideboard so I can deal with stupid cards like Bridge from Below. Sideboard, pretty straightforward. 2 Dress Downs, 2 Chalices, 4 Douthies, 2 more Stubborn Denials, 2 Engineered Explosives, 4 Rhinos. I brought him against the Prisantron deck. I mean, may as well. Another Sauron's Ransom for the grinding matchups. And then 2 Mystical Disputes because, more counter spells. I need to pick up some more Underworld Breaches so I can play Grixis Shadow. I had a set of these and I sold them when they were like $25 because, I don't know, I was playing the Breach deck and it's just not my cup of tea, but this is my cup of tea, and this with this sounds sweet. Yeah, and then Thoughtseize. Card's great. I love ruining people's days with Thoughtseize. And then Dress Downs for, it's good against Urza Saga decks. The Samwise deck it's good against. It also makes my Death Shadow a 13/13 because it loses the ability where it gets -X, where X is my life total. So if I attack with like 2 of these and my opponent's like, oh yeah, I'll take 4, and I'm like, psych, Dress Down, take 26, and they're like, oh, I'm dead, and I go, yeah, gotcha. So I'll just do a little gold fishing like I always do. This is a mess. What have I done? So I remember when the Lord of the Rings cards got announced, I was in the boat of, wait, this is gonna suck. I don't want this in Magic. And while I think having the different IPs kind of cheapens Magic, I think all of these cards are designed incredibly well, except for one certain card that rhymes with the One Ring. I think whoever designed that card has a couple screws loose. Apparently when they were showcasing the cards to the modern competitive creators like Aspiring Spike and I don't know who else, the One Ring was considered very underwhelming, and they redesigned the card but then didn't show any of that. So when the card came out, they're like, what is this card? And Spike was very high on it, and he was right, unfortunately. I saw a lot of One Rings in the room. I was also at Nerd Rage Gaming's tournament series in St. Louis, and there was a lot of that card there in the modern seat because it was a team tournament. Not so much in Legacy, but give it time. Yeah, this hand's sweet, I think. Yeah, I'd definitely keep this hand if I was in a tournament. Yeah, then you Thoughtseize them. Go 2, 2, 4, 5, 15. Then you Street Wraith, draw a card. Yeah. Now we're gaming. So then, now you play the blue to Delta. You know, you wait for them. And then, if you're lucky, you can snipe something with the Drown. Or say they, like, dash their Ragavan. You take another casual 3. Because you want to casually just deal a lot of damage to you. Not a lot. You want to deal damage to yourself, but in kind of like, you know, kind of controlled. So right now we've done 3, 6, 8, 3, 6, 8, 10 damage. That's a pretty good spot. But let's say they play the Ragavan. You cast Orcish Bowmaster. This would trigger. You shoot down their monkey, and you get a critter. Like, this card's nuts. I love this card. This card's sweet. And you go back to your turn. Yeah. Now we're gaming. Then you can just punch them for 1. Then you can pass, and then you can go down to 9. Get an island. Oops. And then cast Sauron's Ransom. So then we're gonna pretend. Woo-wee. So I bet your opponent would probably, like if I was given this pile, I think I would probably do this in the open. I don't know, like this card's sweet because there's like all these mind games. You can be like, you know, Orcish Bowmaster here, and then put this down and be like, no, that's bad, that's dumb. You can be like, you know, put this down and then put this up to bluff like this being 2 good cards. And like, while I wouldn't hate getting these, you know, this is also sweet too. I don't know. I love mind games like this. And I always get got by the worst ones because I'm like, I overthink all of my opponent's ideas. And then I take the cards and I'm like, oh, these are bad. But this card's sweet, so who cares? Yeah, but so we'll cast the Murktide, Murky Boy. Exile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 3 Instants of Sorceries, so it would enter with 3 counters. You know, and then eventually we'll get a Death Shadow, maybe. Maybe. I lied. Card doesn't exist in this deck. There it is. So like right now, if I were to get one, he would have minus 9, so it would be a 4-4. So then using this, I would crack this, and all of a sudden he's a 7-7 with this guy, who's a 6-6, and this, like, oh, this deck's sweet. But, anyway, I did have fun today, even though I was not able to beat the Prisantron deck. He ended up getting second place, but I think it was because no one was prepared for Prisantron, because who's ever prepared for Prisantron? But yeah, I'll try and be more consistent with my uploads, and thanks for watching, everyone. Maybe I'll do some pack openings next week or something, but I hope you all have a good day.